The first time I met Grandpa, who lived on the mountaintop, I greeted him warmly. I didn't expect that Grandpa didn't welcome me at all. He even told me to get lost. For the sake of her job, my aunt just dumped me here. I had no choice but to go back to find Grandpa. To my surprise, Grandpa went straight back into the house. In order to stay here, I had to sleep in the sheep pen that night. Early the next morning, I saw Grandpa coming to the sheep pen. I still greeted him warmly. Grandpa still ignored me. But after he finished milking the goats, scooped up a ladle of goat milk and handed it to me. I drank it all in one gulp. I thought Grandpa had already accepted me, but he took me down the mountain to the church. He asked the pastor to find me a home. The pastor said if no one was willing to adopt me, I would be sent to an orphanage. Back at the house on the mountain, I asked Grandpa if I still had to sleep in the sheep pen tonight. Grandpa told me to do whatever I wanted. I figured it would be better to sleep inside, but found that Grandpa's house only had one chair and a single bed. However, the upstairs was very spacious and had hay. I decided I would sleep upstairs from now on. At dinner, I begged Grandpa not to send me away. Grandpa didn't respond to me. The next day, when I woke up, I saw a shepherd boy outside. I immediately came downstairs, drank a bowl of fresh goat milk, and washed my face with spring water. I let the goats out and wished them good morning. Grandpa cut some cheese and ham for me, and told Peter to take me along to herd the goats. On the mountain, I ran freely. This feeling made me temporarily forget my worries. At lunch, I discovered the food had been stolen. I asked Peter if he did it, but he lied and said the goats did it. Just then, two goats started fighting. Peter directly took his whip and beat them, but I didn't want to see the goats get beaten, so I promised Peter I would share half of my food with him from now on. He told me not to tell Grandpa. Peter heard from the villagers that Grandpa had killed someone. That evening when I got back, I suggested to Grandpa that I sleep in the sheep pen. Grandpa asked me if I had heard the rumors. I asked Grandpa if it was true. Grandpa told me to trust my own eyes and ears. Looking at Grandpa, I believed those rumors were false, so I ran up to him and said goodnight to Grandpa. The next day, while herding goats, I told Peter I would be leaving tomorrow. When I got back, I saw a new chair in the house. I really hoped this chair was for me. When Grandpa came in, I asked him if this chair was mine. Grandpa's answer was yes, and he told me from now on I would go up the mountain with Peter to herd goats. I finally had a place to belong, but winter was coming soon. Peter also had to go back to school and couldn't come herd goats anymore. That day, Grandpa took me down the mountain to trade goats for winter supplies, but the villagers' looks weren't friendly. Pastor also reminded Grandpa that I must go to school by winter at the latest, but Grandpa firmly refused because I couldn't go down the mountain to school by myself. He told me to wait for him outside.